So I've been given a mission. And I'm going to nope. I'm noping it. Goodbye. So yeah, I'm going quickly in on this one. I can't do anything with this one. This is a re-record because after I uploaded it, turns out TikTok decided to, of its own record, add a sound of Disney. And even though I like Disney, I watch way too much of Disney, I'm going to be completely honest. The last couple of reviews, a lot of them are Disney. I'm going to fully ignore the chat. No, thank you. Because it makes it a bit annoying. Anyway, I'm going to leave the updates till the end. There is a couple of updates. But on this, I like it. It is fun. It is really interesting. And I do think this, as an entry film, introducing the characters, the world, is really interesting. So yeah. So I'm going to give this a bit more, because I realised I had more to say. So that's useful. Yay! But this time I'm going to remember not to add sounds. Also good. First, his entire team dies. Yeah, I should have said spoilers, but spoilers! What? He has a team, he gets it all together. I should have realised that because you get 20 minutes into the film, it's like, well, we have this mission, we're doing this, we're doing that. Then we're going to do this. And it's like, excuse me, what? And I find it fun. I also should have realised, even though I thought it was in a later movie, that I heard there was things about Mission Impossible being really interesting about having the mentor be the one that betrays him. But in my opinion, I thought that happened in the later film, not in the first one. Because the person who mentored him, set the group up, betrayed him. Debatably, I am stupid. I also sorry about that, I'm not even going to carry on. I also like the idea of there's certain things, because there is another thing, because I said there was only one scene that I watched, which is this scene, which, for emphasis, I am going to talk about that scene, but give me a sec. But there is another scene, which I do also talk about, and I have watched, which is basically him doing the whole disappearing, because I watched a couple of magicians and card people look at films and be like, oh, he did this, or he did that, and they talked about Tom Cruise actually doing that, which is clever. And with this scene here, the one that's in this shot here, I like it, one, because it's the most interesting shot that they could have done, and two, the idea in the whole thing that in some movies they would have this or eerie music. I'm not a music person, you can clearly tell. But in this, tension happens as silent. And that silence in it is so good. Because if I do, it's not going to be perfect because I'm on TikTok and I don't have the sound on perfectness. But you get my point. It is still sort of like a vibe thing. There's still going to just be a bit of a muffling sound. I don't know if that's my iPad or TikTok wasn't designed to be perfectly silent, which is fair. But it is not perfect silent, but you get my point. Again, I don't know why I'm saying this, but you get my point with the silence. It's really interesting, and I think it's a really fun idea. So, conclusion. I love this, and I think it's really good, and I think you should watch it. Additionally, this is where it gets a bit longer, because originally that was where the conclusion would have began, and it would have been 4 or 13 when it would have continued the conclusion, which would have just passed. Anyway, the things that I want to update is, one, I'm going to sometimes watch stuff with my mum, meaning after 10 reviews, if I don't have anything to add there, I just add my back catalogue, meaning I'll keep 10 reviews, and 10 reviews that I've watched within the last couple of things, meaning Mission Impossible does not count. Reading, we'll get to that. You talk about reading, and now you're surprised. We'll be on that, but we'll talk about the reading part later. But if I get to 10 and I watch a cinema film with my mum or my dad or I finished The Simpsons, which is another thing. Or I watched Dune, which is on Netflix, and I didn't do it right, but never mind. If I do all of that, I'll just be at it. And every 4, so that every 5, meaning Mission Impossible 1, 2, 3, 4, I will keep those brackets separate and put the next one below it. It means I still get to talk about a couple of other stuff rather than some stuff that my family shows. I also might do repeats because I will later talk about Mission Impossible 3. And I'm going to be completely honest, I have talked about that ages ago. But because, one, I want to re-talk about it, some I might not, because recently I'm watching Code of Silence. I just reviewed Code of Silence. I did talk about I was watching Code of Silence, so I'm not going to re-review Code of Silence if it's being that quick, because that's ridiculous. But I am going to re-review Mission Impossible 3, because it's been a while. Also, there's a whole theme with this. So yeah. Also, I have watched up to, I think, just before Dead Reckoning Part 1, and we did that because me and Mum originally, one Monday, planned to see the film. And she was like, oh yeah, I'm going to book it. And I think that was the first day that Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2 was in cinemas. Which one, we planned this for a couple of days before that, and I should have told her booking last minute. Wasn't exactly a good idea. But I didn't. So who's the idiot? I don't know. Mostly me, because I should have said we should have probably booked beforehand. But neither of us did, so. And lastly, this means that you're going to get a couple of these, and there is a couple of other stuff, like after Code of Silence, we're going to watch Mobland. But again, that's not for now, that's just an update which could be important in the future. So yeah. Ta-da! This is what I meant by reading. So yeah, this is going to be a start of me talking about books I have read. You also might have realised I kind of did talk about Moriarty before when I did the clips. When I did making, and I talked about clips sometimes, and then I introduced it with Moriarty, etc, etc, etc. So there are a couple of clips of me talking about it for a minute. But I want to do it more! So because it's that, and alongside, I want to promote myself reading a bit more, not as much as watching TV. I love watching TV, and that will never go. So I am going to, add our reading. If you're on TikTok, this would be new, besides this video. If you're on YouTube, which I don't know how many people are on TikTok compared to YouTube, besides the point, you might have already seen this, because on my YouTube page, go to my YouTube page if you want to, you would have seen that Moriarty the Patriot has been on there for a while, alongside a couple other things that I'm going to review. So obviously, that was already a thing going into it. This is going to be not as big, mostly under 3 minutes, I think. Because, again, I mostly talked about the things I wanted to talk about. So yeah, I just wanted to make this to its own video. And there's going to be a couple other things. One of the things I bought recently was the FNAF books. And I want to talk about them. I haven't got all of them, so I need to get all of them. But I am going to go through them alongside some books from... at my thumb. Sorry, I got my thumb. Some books from Goosebumps. But there's a couple more books that are coming first, doing that. So yeah, that's what's going to happen in the next couple of days. So yeah, I hope you do enjoy this long video. If you look there, actually no, you can't see this. I'm just putting my hand over the clock. That's only I can see. Yay, idiocy. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this. I hope you like this video. This is just explaining what's going to happen alongside a lot of an update alongside a Mission Impossible review. It's almost like this is a stupid idea, me doing it this way, and I should have done an update by itself. But yeah, I hope you enjoy, and good night.